This video covers the scramble up Far Black Clough behind me here in Longdendale, near to the old Woodhead Railway Station in the Peak District. By reputation, Far Black Clough is the bronze medal winner of the 3 Black Cloughs alongside Middle and Near, but let's see, maybe it might have some small surprises in store for us. This is the entranceway up into Far Black Clough. The water volume and the flow rate in Far Black Clough is not as great as it is in Middle or Near Black Cloughs. Even in this first section, the volume, the flow is less than it is in the upper reaches of the other 2 cloughs. Here's a typical profile of the clough. Downstream there, just come up a load of chunky rocks with some fallen trees over them, kind of halfway between clambering and scrambling. Maybe I'll call it scrambling. And then upstream, a lot of sets of long slabs with just about enough moss on them to make you think you might be able to walk up them without falling on your face and slithering down into the pools beneath. The gradient is very steady, and so is the scrambling. I mean, is it 0.5? Not sure it even gets that far, but you don't have much choice because the ravine for Far Black Clough is so narrow that there isn't really room for a path to run alongside, so you've got to get in. Still getting that consistency of grade and gradient. Here's some nice little stepped cascades between rocky walls, 0.5 at most, but pretty. Okay, so the Grand Canyon it ain't, but the rock formations and the cut here are much more interesting than in the other 2 Black Cloughs. Now the clough is opening out, at least on one side, on the other still bounded by crumbly rocky cliffs, but what a lovely spot this is. Really quiet, and yeah, sure, the scrambling's not of the highest, but great place to be doing it. The terrain and the gradient remain much the same as they were. The difference now, as we're getting a little bit higher though, is that if you wanted to get out, there are plenty of breaks in the rocks up on the left hand side, and you could scramble your way up onto the path that runs along the top. This footbridge could be seen as a natural exit point because particularly it takes you straight onto the path that takes you back down. However, to be honest, the clough has given all it had to give a long way before this, and my advice would be to get out well around the bend, really at the first place where the rocks on your left hand side allow you to scramble up onto the path. From what I've been told, Far Black Clough was going to be the least and the worst of the 3 Black Cloughs, but I've slightly surprised myself by quite liking it. Maybe because of the gap between my expectations and the actual reality, but it has no pretensions. It doesn't put on any airs and graces. It's not like your Middle Black Clough full of Instagram day trippers, but actually the scenery was really great between those rock walls, and you know, if you like solitude, then it's much better than certainly than Middle Black Clough. In terms of the scrambling, okay, it's only about a 0.5, and I'm not sure I would myself come back here, but I would certainly bring a beginner because of that consistency of the gradient, consistency of the experience, but also a mix-up of pools and moss and algae and rocks and so on. So I'm only going to score it a 6.5 out of 10, but a positive 6.5 out of 10, definitely somewhere that, yeah, would definitely bring a beginner here. And we end with a map of the route. Blue for the walk-in and back to car parking along the main A628 that runs through Longdendale. Red for the actual scramble. Further details are given in the text description underneath the video.